How you feeling? I know you weren't able to participate in spring, so how you feeling physically?
I'm good. I'm 100%. I feel much better, actually.
What was the extent, I guess, of your injury in spring, and what was the return rehab process for that?
They just took their time since it was spring ball, since there was no rush. So they just took their time, made sure everything was 100%. So I believe our training staff did a good job. I feel good.
What is the competition right now in camp for that safety spot with you and Kyron and Lamar, Antonio Reed?
Oh, it's competitive. That's a good thing though, because it's driving everybody. So whoever get the job, they know it's still going to be a competitive hunt throughout the season. But I feel like it just increasing everybody play. So I feel like since it's increasing everybody play, it should be a productive spot next to Nate.
What's the balance between how much you'll be studying that and maybe even the nickel spot, which I know they're interested in?
50-50. So since back my coach is 50-50, so I gotta be in the books and know both spots. But they kind of relate to each other within the concepts of the defense, but I gotta know both 50-50.
Do you have a preference there? Or?
Nah, I'm just trying to play. I ain't really got no preference. Like, I'm just trying to do my job. Whatever they ask upon me, I'm trying to do it to my best ability, so I got to be prepared for both spots.
Hey, who are the other nickels right now besides yourself?
Kalu. Yeah, Joshua Kalu and Charles Jackson.
So when Kalu slides inside, does Eric Lee, does he fall outside?
And I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even think they know. I don't know. I suppose. I can't give you no answer.
So you and Kyron are kind of competing for that spot next to Gary, and then what is Antonio back and Nate up? Is that kind of how that's working, or?
I think it's just a 3-man rotation. All three of us fighting for the spot. It just, since it's too deep right now, he just building up our reps so we all can have the same amount of reps and the same amount of show on the film, so he could both judge for himself.
I know that your teammates and your brothers and all that, but what do you feel like you bring to the table at that position that's to your particular advantage?
I mean, all around, I could cover and hit. So I believe like I'm a balanced player. But I feel like all of us the same. It's just certain stuff you have to have within you to give you an advantage, because we all getting the same teaching and we all practicing with each other to make sure everybody know what we're doing. But it's just something inside you that's got to drive you more than the other person.
And what does Nate bring back there with his leadership and experience? He's going to basically be going his third year now as a starter at safety. He's been all Big Ten 2 years in a row. What does he bring back there?
Comfort. So you can rely, comfort, reliability. So you can rely on him. If you don't know what you're doing on that play or you forgot, go brain dead, you can rely on him to know what you're doing. He help you, and then he also give you good motivation, encouragement.
For all these true freshmen that just arrived that are trying to play right away, I mean, what's your advice? What was the key for you to succeeding last year and getting on the field your first year?
Just learn your playbook and play with confidence when your name called on you. Those are the two biggest things.
Is there games when you look back and like, I'd like to have that game back as a true freshman? Is there games things you would do differently in a couple of those games?
Yeah, there's a couple of things I do different. I guess that comes over experience, being able to look back on it, and then be able to learn the material. So there's a couple things I like to do different, and there's a couple more things I still have to learn. So I say it gave me just experience to know what to expect and know how to adjust on certain plays.
I think of that Purdue game where you're in perfect position a couple of different times. When you think about that game, how good of a learning experience was that?
It was a great learning experience. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a great learning experience because it just teach you different. It make you learn new techniques and teach you how to work on different techniques, how to play through bigger receivers and all that. So I actually doesn't mind it, but I would want it back. But it taught me.
It felt like on those plays right down by the goal line of that game, actually what happens, you got too cautious, that if you just kind of went after the guy, you would have got it.
Yeah, it taught me how just to never give up on the play, even if you don't think it come your way. And it taught me how to play through a person. So it taught me a little something of everything.
Did you relive that BYU Hail Mary too? I mean, there were a lot of guys as kind of spectators on that play where you could have made even more aggressive on that play the first game of the year.
Yeah, we all could have been more aggressive on that as a defense. I feel like we adjusted better to that throughout the season, even to fall camp this year. But that's one play we could have wished back. But I feel like everything happened for a reason, cause and effect, and it just taught us to be prepared for this season and taught us to be prepared for more.
You rehearse the Hail Mary in practice a lot now?
Yeah, we do it. We do it every Thursday and Friday. So we do it at least a couple times. Even before the game, we'll practice on it. So coaches got us prepared for it.